na ramoro chumena matagni koni rawone ni bibo na matagni ke misa wapo ni ana di sambulu bidang na sero gori sana no chumena kira na ramoro chumai tu na sele ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa na magikira ni bibo mataka mondi chikira vorumbu kama na ono kene liwa ena bula FM ambala
In this bulletin, search for new venue for Hibiscus Festival as City Council reveals plans for Albert Park. Public Accounts Committee notes recurring problems in Auditor General reports. A new US ambassador to Fiji keen to strengthen relations between the two countries. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. The Hibiscus Festival won't return to its traditional home, Albert Park in Suva, this year. City fathers say it's time to find a new venue since Albert Park, which has become synonymous with the festival, will undergo major renovations. Ritika Pratap reports.
Organizers of the Hibiscus Festival will have to find a new home from this year.
We have already advised the Hibiscus Event Group about this last year, that we will not be able to give them their park. I'm sorry about that, but we cannot keep everybody happy,
Close to $16 million will be spent to redevelop Albert Park, which has hosted the mother of all festivals for 58 years. Redevelopment will be done in phases, and once completed, this site will only host sports events.
I must confess that this year we will not give the ground for Hibiscus. They will have to look for another park. They either can have it in the Foreshore Car Park, or they can have it in Suku Park in Sambula, or they can look for an alternative place like the Waterford Arena or something.
The refurbished Albert Park will have a 1,000-seat capacity grandstand, new turf worth about $2 million, and other facilities found in most sports arenas. Final consultations are underway, and the site inspections begin from tomorrow.
We're awaiting a report from our geotech engineers. As soon as we get that report, because that Albert Park will be raised up. Albert Park is another place. Every time there is a heavy rain, it gets flooded because the water cannot get out into the sea. Because there are two major drains from the Albert Park which goes, all the water goes to the sea.
Actual work at the park will begin in April and is expected to be completed by the end of the year. There will be 4 football fields, a cricket pitch, and even retail space. The Hibiscus Events Group has been told of the SCC decision. It's understood they're hoping to find a solution in their favor. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Public Accounts Committee has highlighted a number of recurrent issues over the years which the Auditor General has reported on. PAC Chairman Professor Biman Prasad says it will now be a committee objective to reiterate these key issues with a focus to significant changes in processes. Today's PAC meeting also highlighted the need for specific ministries to be present to answer for discrepancies which the Ministry of Finance is unable to fully explain. Maggie Boyle attended the PAC meeting and filed this report.
The running theme for today's Public Account Committee discussions was that issues of financial discrepancies in one year appeared in the next and thereafter, despite the Auditor General's reports highlighting it.
We want to look at is some of the recurring issues in which the Auditor General has made specific recommendations, and they keep appearing year in, year out. So what we intend to do for 2007 right up to 2009 is to pick on those recurring issues, big issues, so that it is highlighted to the various ministries, including the Ministry of Finance.
Deliberations among PAC members, representatives of the Ministry of Finance and the Acting Auditor General highlighted issues of cash at bank, unequal to ledger records, budget variances, over-expenditure, missing payment vouchers and ageing of debtors, to name a few. And with accounts clearly in the red, PAC committee members are calling in the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption to ascertain whether investigations have been conducted.
There are serious issues in the report that we need to deal with. Some that border on abuse of office and corruption would be dealt with by appropriate agencies, and we would be writing to FICAC soon to ask them whether they have made any progress with respect to the availability of the Auditor General's report and the recommendations that the Auditor General has made and the issues that the Auditor General's report has highlighted, which may border on fraud, corruption or abuse of office. And for that, we expect FICAC to do its work.
Also coming to the forefront was the need for those ministries responsible to better explain inaccuracies. To this end, Thursday has been set aside for the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority, the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Public Enterprise. And while 3 years of AG's reports are earmarked for scrutiny this week, Prasad says the goal is to table a report at Parliament in its third sitting.
It took 2.5 hours to go over Volume 1 of the 2007 Auditor General report, with the committee going over the summarised points and responses from the Ministry of Finance. Even then, a number of follow-ups for clarifications have been scheduled for Thursday. With 3 volumes left to scrutinise in 2007 alone, it's fair to say the committee certainly has its work cut out for it. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The new U.S. ambassador to Fiji, Judith Sefkin, is expected in the country soon to take up her appointment. Sefkin will oversee 5 other Pacific Island countries as well. Using social media, Sefkin's introduction as the new ambassador was uploaded earlier this week on YouTube and on her official Facebook page.
As ambassador, I will be dedicated to deepening the friendships between our governments and our people. We are not only friends, we are also neighbors who share the waters of the great Pacific Ocean. By working together, I am confident that we can fight climate change and help preserve our ocean. Our countries share a vision of strong democratic institutions and take seriously our responsibility to promote global peace, stability, and prosperity.
Ambassador Sefkin takes over from Frankie Reid, who will continue to serve in the Pacific, this time in an Australia diplomatic posting. Minister for Agriculture Nisero Ratu will meet his counterpart in India to look at ways of boosting cooperation between the two countries. Seri Ratu is accompanied by the Acting Permanent Secretary Uraya Waimbuta and another senior official from the ministry. Shireen Lata has the details.
While in India, the Fiji delegation will be attending the Asia-Pacific Coconut Community meeting. It's an annual event which was hosted by Fiji 2 years ago. Minister Inia Seriratu says the coconut industry is important to Fiji, as a number of farmers are dependent on the industry, and taking part in such meetings will help gain a lot more from other participating countries.
There are some recent developments, particularly with value addition, which is interesting, particularly with the agribusiness component. And of course the Indian model is so important for us, and we would be able to learn from the technology development and of course the market segments that are available, which should be helpful for Fiji.
A number of agreements between Fiji and India are expected to be finalized.
We would like to specifically pursue on agriculture-related issues, particularly in seed development, in smallholder dairy farms, and of course training for our people, and exchanges, technical expertise. These are the areas which we hope can be covered under these MOUs.
Seriratu is hopeful the delegation will come back with a lot of ideas which will benefit the agriculture industry.
Particularly in the area of technology transfer, and of course quality seed production, and of course husbandry practices as well. So they have a lot to benefit from as the officials through capacity building improve on knowledge and technology. This will be finally transferred to our farmers, and in the end it will positively impact on their livelihoods.
The delegation will be back in the country by the end of this week. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, strengthening border management will be the main focus of the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority, this as they celebrate World Customs Day.
Bollywood hero Panti re. Get this.
हीरो सपना दिखेला बंद करो।
क्या करो यार, सबको आती नहीं, मेरी जाती नहीं।
मिर्ची मस्त मॉर्निंग में हूँ अश्निल सिंह।
हाय, मैं हूँ काजल।
शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
6 AM to 9 AM।
मिर्ची FM, it's hot।
Religious organizations around the country have been acknowledged by the Education Ministry for their contribution in the education sector. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy praised their efforts today at the opening of the new CMF Secondary School Form 3 block in Nasinu and Suva. More from Akasita Tale.
The Christian Mission Fellowship International College is located in Kinoya, Nasinu. The school has been built to provide access to quality education for children from low-income earning families in the Greater Nasinu area. The Education Ministry has praised the efforts of the CMF Church as well as other religious organizations and NGOs for building new schools to raise the level of education.
Amazing contribution they have made in terms of establishing, constructing schools by sacrificing their own personal time and financial resources so that the children of the country are not deprived of education, which they were during their days.
The college has opened its first streams of Form 3 this year with a contribution of $160,000 from the ministry for the construction of these classrooms. This is to cater for the high demand of secondary education within the Nasinu areas.
Education is one way to alleviate households from hardship and poverty in a sustained manner. This is all part of our pursuit of education system that is responsible to the students' needs and aspirations as well as meets the demand of a contemporary labour market.
The school has an open-door enrollment policy where students of different denominations and races can attend. The church opened its first primary school in 2010 and now has more than 600 students. It now aims to open the doors of its secondary school built at a cost of $6.5 million by 2017.
4 streams of classes from Forms 3 to 6 and 2 streams to Form 7, altogether 18 classrooms. Also there will be laboratories. There also will be special classroom for technical vocational education, 1 school hall, offices and canteen, a library and a computer laboratory.
When completed, the school will also include a technical and vocational education training in its curriculum to equip students with knowledge and skills for a better quality life and to alleviate poverty. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The police crackdown on illegal drugs is continuing, with 4 more people taken into custody for allegedly possessing marijuana. The suspects were apprehended in Bo on Vanua level following a raid this morning. 2 are suspected to be involved in the cultivation of marijuana, while another 2 were found with dried leaves and seeds believed to be marijuana. All 4 suspects are in police custody as investigation continues. About 20 people have been arrested and charged with various drug-related offences as a result of recent drug raids conducted by police around the country. Strengthening border management will be the main focus of the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority this year. FIRCA Chief Executive Chitoko Tekolevu stressed this point at the World Customs Day celebration in Suva. Watisoni Rakandroka has more.
Securing our borders is one of the most important functions of the Revenue and Customs Authority, and this is the focus point for today's celebration. The theme for World Customs Day celebrations this year is strengthening border management.
Firstly, internally, amongst enforcement agencies, then work together with other agencies abroad, like Australia and New Zealand, with its customs, with its police, with its immigration or biosecurity. It's critical that we exchange information with them.
Tekolevu says the World Customs Council Committee has urged FIRCA to work with other agencies to address this, as Fiji is a small country.
So the theme is key in the sense that, we are so vulnerable if we operate in isolation. All the border management agencies, border agencies, to just work together with the limited resources that we have. The need to continue to exchange information, intelligence information is vital to combat illegal activities that are happening today.
The Fiji Revenue Customs Authority will this year continue to upskill its officers as well as others from the enforcement agencies. It will also continue to cooperate with all agencies to effectively and efficiently manage our borders. What is Rekan Roka, FBC News.
And sports is next with our man in the suit, Jamie Toro. What's the latest?
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening. In sports after the break, Pacific Games team announced $2 million budget for games, and first drag race of the year records highest turnout ever. This and more coming up.
गुलाब तो कांटों में ही खिला करते हैं, दिए तो आंधी में भी चला करते हैं। खुशनसीब बहुत होती है वो शाम, दोस्त आप जैसे जिंदगी में जन्मिला करते हैं। हेलो हाय नमस्ते बुला पीजी, मैं हूँ आपकी मस्तानी शाम होस्ट जोसलिन नारायण। मस्त मगन गाने, ताज़ा खबरें और बहुत कुछ हर शाम 4 से रात 7 बजे तक राइट किया ऑन रेडियो PG2।
Team Fiji is eyeing a budget of more than $2 million to send its 480-member squad to the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. A lottery program called the Team Fiji Champion is being organized to attract business houses and organizations to help meet the costs. Salin Dadakadaka has more.
Host the Pacific Games.
Team Fiji has set its budget for the Pacific Games at just over $2 million to send the 480-member squad to Papua New Guinea. Local shipping company Pacific Agencies Fiji Limited became the first company to assist the para-athletes compete in the Pacific Games via a $3,000 check under the Team Fiji Champion Lottery program.
What the Champions is where our 28 sports that taken part of the Games, they identify the corporate organizations outside in Fiji. Then they take a letter to the corporate organizations, and what we ask the corporate organizations is for a contribution of $3,000.
The program is similar to the Partners for Gold lottery of the past years and sees business houses team up with a particular sport to help cover their expenses for the Pacific Games.
Easier for the minor sports to really go out into the community and to knock onto doors and ask people to assist with $3,000. It's not as easy to get a $10,000 check. It's much easier for smaller companies, smaller organizations to support Fiji in their big way by donating this.
Team Fiji is taking a proactive approach to ensuring the whole nation gets behind our sportsmen and women as they prepare for the Games, which is only 158 days away. After all, in this day and age, to raise over $2 million is by no means an easy task. FBC Sports.
The Fiji Table Tennis Association believes local players need more international exposure if they're to dominate the region. The 2015 Pacific Energy Fiji Open ended last night with international players winning the main trophies. The association president says more competitions like this are needed for its players to improve.
We need our players to train a lot more and to take part in more regular international competitions so that they can get to play against these players more regularly. Our problem in Fiji is that we don't get to play these players regularly. We play amongst ourselves, so as of that, our level is just as good as our players, next player in Fiji.
Australia's David Powell showed his class and experience and was crowned the men's Fiji Open champion yesterday, while Kathy Gauthier of New Caledonia took out the women's title. The Fiji Car Club recorded its highest number of participants at the Nanuku airstrip in Deumba yesterday. 45 racers took part in the first quarter-mile drag race of the year, with more than 100 spectators in attendance to cheer them on. The turnout has boosted the confidence of organizers who want to see the event grow even bigger.
We're having our next event in April this year. That will be the second event for the year, but first event for the new season, that is 2014 and 2015 season. So with the response we get, we are trying to do at least 10 events this year. So we're looking for sponsors. If companies out there, they want to come and support a Fiji Car Club, please do contact us, and we'll try to make car grow very big in Fiji.
A stunning goal set the stage for the Mba football side as they took out the 2015 Pile Garments Champion vs Champion Series title yesterday. This was the first title on offer this season, and the men in black netted it in style, beating Suva 2-1 to win the two-match series 7-4 in aggregate. Indra Singh has more.
Suva will get frustrated and Naimbuli takes a good shot and a great shot!
An early contender for the goal of the season, this strike from Joshafata Naimbuli laid the platform for Ba to win its first title of the season.
Well, that's got to go down as a strike of the season.
I think it was great. Much more improved performance than last week. I guess it's all team effort. The boys, they really played out, and whatever the game plan was, they executed the game plan. And I'm really happy because after a long time, I'm seeing this much joy in Ba.
Leaves it on for Avinash Swami, turns and drives!
Another classical finish from Avinash Swami also saw the men in black take Suva to the cleaners for the second week running. This as the side had beaten the Whites 5-3 in the first match.
Avinash Swami has put Ba up by 2-0.
It was a sweet victory for us since last year we were really down whole through the year, and this year we prepared well for these two matches. We prepared for the first one, and after the first leg we came back home. We prepared for the second one, and we got a sweet victory.
The 5,000 plus crowd at Govind Park went home satisfied, and Lal hopes this support will continue throughout 2015.
Well, everybody knows that Ba was really down last year, and the fans they moved out, and now again we are in limelight, so people are in, and I guess the support will be there, and I humbly request the public to support the team in every way, not only in win.
It's another title in the Bar Cabinet and the 19th time they have won the CVC since its inception 21 years ago. Teams need to be very afraid because if this form is anything to go by, Bar is surely back with a vengeance this year. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
And that was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
A large number of Fijians are believed to have left our shores and taken up employment overseas using illegal recruitment agencies. The Labour Ministry has confirmed that people were obtaining employment through illegal recruitment agencies operating in the country. Ellen Stolz reports.
Appearing on FBC TV's For the Record program, Deputy Secretary for Labour Viliame Mbalendrokondroka says there are only 2 recruitment agencies registered here in Fiji. Mbalendrokondroka says there are so many risks involved when a Fiji citizen uses an unlicensed agent to obtain employment overseas.
With those that are not registered with us, because they're doing their own arrangement with overseas companies, the risk comes in on the conditions on which our people will be exposed. So where we're coming from is the minimum standards that, if they are not met, we talk about occupational health and safety. We talk about compensation, when something happens on the other side.
The Foreign Employment Service of the Ministry of Employment is in charge of where the workers are going and ensuring their contracts are legitimate. However, with cases where arrangements have been made outside the employment relation promulgation, the ministry is powerless.
When such situation arises, and has happened, unfortunately, people come back to government, right? And because when we finally know in the ministry that is happening, and when we investigate, there is no one responsible, no one accountable.
The ministry is working with enforcement agencies such as the Fiji Police Force and the Commerce Commission to create awareness so that when people do register, they do so using authorized employment agencies. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Generally fine weather conditions prevailed over the country today. An active trough of low pressure remains slow moving over Tuvalu, Tokelau, Northern Cooks and extends southeastwards over French Polynesia. Temperatures average in the 30s today across the islands, with the lowest recorded temperature of 29 in Lautoka. Tomorrow, pack your umbrella. The AM forecast is fine weather, but come the afternoon, it's rain. Brief showers and possible thunderstorms predicted for Nandi, Lautoka and Ba. The capital and Savu can expect brief showers. Further outlook, some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands, afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms elsewhere. And the main points again: organisers of Suva's Hibiscus Festival will have to look for a new venue, as Albert Park will be closed from this year. The Public Accounts Committee has highlighted that a number of issues have reoccurred over the years, with which the Auditor General has reported on, and 4 people taken into custody for allegedly possessing marijuana in Boang Vanua level. To the results of last week's poll question, we had asked: do you support the reintroduction of external exams? A huge 90% of people who took part in the poll voted in favour of the reintroduction of external exams. This week we're asking, do you support the recognised seasonal employment scheme selection criteria? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's our news for today. Join me again tomorrow evening. Bye for now.